now, hey now, hey now, hey now. What's going on, people? Let me make sure you guys can hear me. I should be coming in loud and crystal clear. I do want to echo what Dave is saying. This is America. I don't want to tell you guys what to do, but if you can help it, nobody spoil Scream for me. Brandon, dude, what's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Just enjoying my night off, man.
Yeah, it is my
Chilling.
Friday tonight.
Really? What's going on for you the rest of the week?
I have Thursday and Friday off because I have a friend's wedding Friday, and tomorrow's like the rehearsal and all that stuff. So it's easier just to take the damn day off too. So start of a 4-day weekend. Pretty stoked.
Sorry, hold on. Are you seeing Scream this week?
No, probably not. I'll probably see it next week on a matinee or something after work.
You're not that interested, are you?
No, I know everything I need to know. I know everything about Scream 6, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see it when I see it. I have no rush. I have no rush at all to see it.
So Brandon, tonight's show is dude who loves movies. I think he's going to be joining us. Do you know who that is? Cody Lepke.
Off the top of my head, no, but I probably do.
He's a good old boy. He's going to join us tonight. Brandon, take me back, dude. What is your first memory of seeing a horror VHS tape on the shelf at the video store? What was the first thing you saw that you're like, what the fuck is this?
Probably Return of the Living Dead on VHS at Videoland. That's one of the big ones, that cover art. You know what I mean? I know it's the same as the poster, but that's one of the VHS that's burned into my brain for sure.
And when was the first time you saw Return of the Living Dead?
Probably
Do you even remember?
4 years old. That's one I don't really specifically remember seeing the first time somehow. But yeah. I do have a lingering anxiety when I watch that film to this day, so I know I saw it really young.
Right.
That movie is fucking intense, man. People forget how intense that movie really is because it's sort of a comedy, but
I agree.
That original film is absolutely intense and frightening in ways that a lot of zombie movies are not.
Dude, do you ever have moments where like you have a favorite movie and then do you ever say to yourself, I don't know if it's my favorite no more? Because I never feel that way about Return of the Living Dead. That will be my favorite movie till I die.
Yeah, that's like me with Jason Lives. That hasn't changed in almost 3 decades, or I guess, the better part of 3 decades. Just like, to your point, Return of the Living Dead will be one of my favorite zombie flicks of all time forever. Probably in my top 10 as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's definitely up there. Some movies are just so good that they don't really fall out of that loop. It's like your favorite albums of all time. They've probably been your favorite albums of all time for 20 years.
Speaking of that, let's take a second before. And guys, listen, I've got my VHS tapes here. Brandon has a shit ton of his VHS tapes. We're going to do tonight. The chat is going to tell us their top 10 VHS tapes. Brandon, you brought up music. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. Has there been any albums or bands lately that like made an album that you were like, oh my God, this is the best record ever? And it's gotten into your top 10, or are most of your favorite records from the 80s, 70s, or 90s, or maybe even 2000s?
I think all of my top 10, I think everything is from late 80s and 90s, except for the exception of 1 or 2. I'd say 99% of them are from 80s and 90s. There hasn't really been anything new that I liked a lot, which sucks. I try to get a lot of stuff chances to it. It's nothing really hits for me anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just nothing new out there. Like I liked, as much as I like Smashing Pumpkins, their newest records, the most recent 2 ones, I forget what they're called, but they were decent, but they didn't really like blow my mind. Unlike Monuments to an Elegy from like 12 years ago, I thought that was fantastic. But
would you go see them live now?
Yeah, we saw them in 2017 or early 2018 for that sort of reunion tour when What's His Face came back.
The guitar player and the drummer, but Darcy, the bass player, didn't come back.
No, she didn't. But it was a fantastic show. That was the 3rd time I had seen them, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah, Ivan, I saw somebody in the chat. I didn't read it either, but somebody tried to start saying something. Block, gone. They're gone, Ivan. Don't worry about it, man. Um, but yeah, I like Smashing Pumpkins. I didn't get into them until probably like a half a year ago,
Hmm.
but I really like them. My favorite album's that one from '96, which is probably a lame ass answer.
Was it
The one with
Melancholy?
like the yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's from. I know
fantastic.
it's from. That's a damn
That's
good
a
record.
fantastic double album. I love that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the argument of it's so overrated because everybody likes it. I'm like in this case, everybody likes it because it's so goddamn good. It's just one of those. That is the zeitgeist of '90s rock. You know what I mean? Like that album
Oh,
for
dude.
sure. It captured that zeitgeist for sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I guess we can get started with your honorable mentions, Brandon, because you said you have a bunch of honorable mentions. So
I do. I do.
let it
Ah,
rip,
yeah.
man.
You want to go through my top 10 first or my top 10 honorable mentions? Because technically I have 20 on this list right now.
Do your let's do a couple honorable mentions and we can take
Okay.
a break, talk about them, discuss them.
Okay. That sounds good to me. Okay. So number 20, my first honorable mention, we'll say, is Troll, the VHS artwork of Troll.
Let me pull it up.
I'm not sure the specific release. It's the one that just has the living room on the back cover of him standing in the living room next to the guy on the couch. That one is one I remember seeing on shelves for, since my inception.
You see what's cool is some of the international art is fucking great for these movies too. Look at this. This is probably not the one you're talking about. But look at that one.
That's close. That's fantastic, though. Yeah, I saw that when I was looking up in Google tonight. I saw that one. The one I'm talking about is the top left, I think. It's sort of like a zoomed out photo of him with the ball.
Top left. Hold on. Let's see. Troll 1986. And this was John Carl Buechler who directed this movie too.
Isn't that crazy?
Is it this
Yeah,
one?
right there. No, you just had it a minute ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right there to your left. It says Reddit. It's the Reddit one. The fourth from the left on the top.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right here.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I remember seeing at Videoland. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Something about this is so, I don't know. It's clean and organized and like everything is like, centered, but it's so whimsically creepy, I guess you could say. I just love it. It's something that's burned into my brain. You know what I mean?
That is killer. I love Troll. That's have you seen Troll 2 as well?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't get into Troll 2 even as like a funny hate it, love it kind of movie. I just can't even really watch it. It's so boring to me.
And what are your thoughts on Harry Potter? Do you think J.K. Rowling ripped off Troll?
I don't know, man. It's always a good debate. I don't know. I feel like Troll was probably big with audiences over there, for some of those reasons, like the fairy tale aspect and stuff. So maybe I have no idea. It's probably a coincidence because Harry Potter kind of sounds like it would be, I don't know, not typical. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's probably not intentional. I'm sure it's a coincidence.
I'm reading Charlie Band's book, Confessions of a Puppet Master. I'm almost done with it, and he goes, he's such a good sport about everything. He's like, whether she got the name from me or not, like that world's so inventive. Like for me to ever want to be upset about it, I'd be such an asshole. So no, I don't think she did. All right, Brandon, what is your next honorable mention?
My next honorable mention is going to be okay. So we'll say 19. It is the VHS artwork for They Live.
All right.
And the specific version I'm talking about is that one. Yeah, right there. The fourth from the left again. There it is. That's the one.
There it is.
I'm pretty sure this is the same one that, was on shelves at Videoland again. It all goes back to Videoland.
That's kind of where I'm getting, man. It's memories that are attached to these that get me more excited than anything. It's not necessarily always just the best artwork, but the ones that hit you in the feels when you see it. And I'm assuming that's the way you feel about They Live.
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw that movie in the 90s, but I don't think I saw it till 95 or 96. But I had seen this cover on shelves for years. And it always intrigued me. The skeleton zombie alien thing on the front cover always freaked me out.
Yeah.
I remember renting it as a kid, and it was totally not the movie I assumed it was going to be, based on the way the cover looked. Been one of my favorites ever since. Fantastic fucking movie. But that cover is so good. I mean, look at that shit. That's
fucking
also
awesome.
it's just the poster too, right? Like, that's the theatrical poster as well, correct?
Yeah, that's the theatrical poster.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break for a second, Brandon. Let's bring in our buddy Cody Lepke, dude who loves movies.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to meet you, Brandon.
Likewise.
You hear that voice he's got, Brandon?
Yeah, I like it.
Cody, what's up, dude? I like your WCW hat.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, sorry for last minute, man, and it's taking me forever to get on here.
No, you're good. So, Cody, we're knocking out Brandon's honorable mentions because he was saying it was really hard for him to get a top 10. So you feel free as we go through some of his honorable mentions. You feel free to disagree, tell him he's a moron for his picks, whatever you want. But that's the way it works. Brandon's a good sport. And then when we get after that, Cody, whatever you have to show, horror or not, like I told you, let it rip. So, Brandon, what is your next honorable mention?
I'm gonna go with Dolls.
That's a good pick.
This almost made my top 10, but I was like, it really goes in the top 20. So I put it as an honorable mention. It's just, I mean, look at that. You can't really beat that kind of stuff, man. This is another one that I saw on shelves for years and years. Always creeped me out, always intrigued me at the same time.
Now, I was in the book I'm reading, Charlie Band was saying that Stuart Gordon was getting ready to do From Beyond, and they were filming some kind of filming something before that in the castle that he bought, and they needed to film something. He was trying to like block out an extra 2 weeks or something to have all this equipment in the studio he was doing, and so that they did Dolls beforehand as just like an offshoot idea that Charlie had for Stuart to do. Mm-hmm. And like Stuart was just like, whatever, I'll do it if I have to make From Beyond. And when it was all said and done, Stuart Gordon ended up saying that Dolls ended up being his preferred movie over From Beyond. Mm-hmm. So Stuart actually ended up liking the movie Dolls way more than he did liking From Beyond. So that's pretty cool.
I would agree with that guy. I mean, I like Dolls better than From Beyond, don't you?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
What about you, Cody? You like Dolls too?
I do like Dolls. When I was younger, I didn't like it, but as I got older, I liked it a lot better. I was very, very, because Child's Play is my favorite. So when it came to doll movies, I was very, very stingy and picky. Like, yeah, it had to come close. Like, I was like, nothing came close to Chucky to me.
Yeah, and this is pre-Chucky too. What was Dolls? 86? This was at the. I know that. Yeah, this was the height of the Empire Pictures era.
It was 86. Holy crap!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, 88. Excuse me, 88.
Oh, well, it was the height of the era. I know that.
Yeah,
that's a great pick. I need a poster of Dolls.
It's so good.
That's a good poster. All right, Brandon, let it rip. What's your next one?
Honorable mention?
Yeah, honorable. Keep going.
I'm gonna go the Halloween 4 VHS. I think it's the first version, the first edition.
Not the Anchor Bay with the mirror.
No, this is the CBS Fox. This one came out in 1989. Yeah, so it's the first VHS release. That one right there. I know it's simple. It's a simple VHS art, but as a kid, this thing just sticks out to you on the VHS shelf. That big white mask. I love that pink and blue shot of Michael in the back. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's that's so on the back of my laser disc, and I'm just like, what is that shot from? It must happen extremely quick in the movie, or that was a set photo or something.
I think it's a set photo. I always assumed it was the school scene, but he's not wearing the blonde mask here. But something about this VHS. This is one of my, top 20 for sure. I have to give an honorable mention. It's fantastic.
Cody, man, I'm still getting to know what you like with movies. Do you like Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers?
That's actually my favorite installment.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah. When did you first see it, Cody?
I think it had to be. I saw it when I watched all these when I was really young, and I think that was probably the first one I saw, and it was the one that was on the most.
Yeah.
So I just always watch that and 5 back to back always. So I have a special love for 5 as well.
Really?
But 4 is my go-to one. Now, if you're talking about best made ones, it's probably the first one, but 4 is my go-to. That's my favorite.
Do you have any? Are you the kind of like Halloween fan that's like, oh, I don't like this mask, I don't like this mask, or you don't give a shit?
I had no idea there were different masks until I started watching YouTube in like 2020. I had no idea. It blew my mind. I was like, oh, same with the hockey masks. I had no idea there were different masks, honestly, until then.
Yeah. Good to know. All right.
Yeah, and they say that there's different ghost face masks too, but I can't spot
who would know the difference between that? Right on. All right, Brandon, keep them going. Let's knock out your
Okay, I'm at number 16. So I got 6 more honorable mentions. Want to go through them all?
Go ahead.
Okay, the next one up is called The Brain. I'm not sure the year of it. I don't own it on VHS, unfortunately, but it's one that's stuck with me ever since I saw it on shelves, man.
88. Let me pull it up. I had that on Scream Factory Blu-ray.
The front and back of that VHS is insane to me.
I love that movie.
There it is.
It's this one, right?
Yes, that's the one that I had on shelf, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, that's a good movie.
I saw it once, and I can't remember a damn thing about it. I can't remember if I liked it or not, but the VHS artwork is so damn good.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's good stuff. Damn, the back. I've never seen the back of the artwork on that before. Mind over matter.
Yeah. That artwork would never fly today. You know what I mean? It just would not.
No. Have you seen that, Cody, The Brain?
I've not seen The Brain, no.
That's kind of a deep cut.
So actually, Joe Bob Briggs is coming to my area, and he's showing Brain Scan and The Brain as a double feature. And I was actually on the fence about seeing it.
Have you seen Brain Scan?
I've not seen Brain Scan either.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love Brain. Because you're like, I could tell you love '90s culture, right? That's like,
yeah, I'm big in the '90s. I love '80s, but '90s is where I was like the latchkey kid at home watching everything I could.
Dude, you are going to Brandon. You like Brain Scan? You have to love Brain Scan.
I can't remember a damn thing about it, if we're being honest.
It's Edward Furlong on the right side of the dumpster. You know, this was before the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Brain Scan, and I say that lovingly. I love Edward Furlong. I want him to stick with us. Brain Scan is the effing best. I feel like an idiot for not putting on my top 10 90s horror movies. Quite frankly, it slipped my mind, and I feel like an idiot. But Brain Scan is a top 10 90s horror film of all time. It's so fun. You guys are going to love it. I swear to God.
Yeah, it reminds me of Howie Mandel's character from
Little Monsters.
Little Monsters, yeah. that character. Yeah.
Dude, they got an interview with Howie for the Vestron Blu-ray.
I know, that's crazy.
I couldn't believe Howie Mandel was on that. I love his podcast. I've been listening to it a lot. Go ahead, Brandon. What we got next?
Honorable mention number 15. Well, 15 out of whatever is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Original
with the Dream Warriors hype sticker.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You have to pull it up.
With the Dokken hype sticker on it.
I don't own this version on VHS, unfortunately.
I don't either. Now, Brandon, if you're gonna get the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 VHS, you have to have this version that has the Dokken hype sticker on it. Right here. Cody knows what I'm talking about. See that? The Dokken hype sticker?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. That's not what we had at Videoland, but that's cool.
Did
you have the remastered VHS? Is that what you were talking about?
No, I think we had the one with the artwork like that, but I don't remember the sticker being there. I could be wrong though. It's been a long time, but that is basically the same thing, right? Look at the third from the left. It says Golden Auctions. I don't see the sticker on that one. It could be that version that was at Videoland.
Well, that's the version I want. If I get Dream Warriors on VHS, I gotta have it with the hype sticker, the Dokken hype sticker.
Is that the first edition? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, that was right when it came out. They included the VHS they included the music video.
Whatever version I am talking about, that's the same one for sure. Besides possibly the Dokken sticker.
Yeah,
that whole layout is fantastic, and that one stuck out to me the most out of all the Nightmare VHS tapes.
Mm-hmm.
That one for sure sticks out the most. I think.
All right, now Cody. Now, again, I'm still getting to know you.
Yeah.
Tell me, because I can tell a lot about a person by this answer. What is your favorite A Nightmare on Elm Street film?
It's
Think about this before you answer it now.
yeah. So
Don't screw up.
I recently saw Lisa Wilcox was in town. I recently saw 4 and 5 back to back. And 5, like, because I haven't seen 5 in years. I rewatched it. That was way better than I thought it was. And like they you know, they were talking about abort, all kinds of different you know, subjects they haven't back in the day. But
Right.
I really like 4 and 5.
Yes.
But 3 is great as well. But then
That's-
again, I like me, I think the best poster is Freddy's Dead out of them. Yeah, that one right there.
All right, that's a good answer. I was looking for 2. I was looking for
Yeah.
Freddy's Revenge, but I appreciate the part 5 love.
2 was the first one I saw.
That movie scared the piss out of me, dude. No, I'm glad to hear you say that, because if you binge the movies top to bottom, I can understand how people will be like, "Oh, 5 is just blah blah blah," you know, whatever. But if you just go into 5 by itself, it's like, goddamn, like there's a lot of stuff to enjoy from part 5. Like it really is. I love the music. Baby Freddy. I don't need to talk about Baby Freddy. I love Baby Freddy. But the kills are insane. I mean, I love them so much, especially Greta, the food scene, and it's this all the stuff in 5 that I love is like, remember when she opens up the fridge and all the food and stuff, like it's like the stop motion, all the food just like withers away to like being like years old. That stuff is so great, dude. It's such a fun movie. I love 5, and that's a great VHS. Might show up on my list. We'll see. All right, Brandon.
Next up is Ghoulies, the VHS release that has the red bar at the bottom with the white text.
Let me look that up. Ghoulies VHS. Okay, let's see.
I'm assuming it's like the first edition release of it, but I could be wrong. But
That's
it's the
fresh.
version I remember.
This must be what you're talking about, Brandon. Let me see. Ghoulies.
Dude, that is, I feel like every horror fan, this VHS tape is burned into their brain. Like this is the one you always saw on shelves. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Cody, have you seen Ghoulies?
Yeah, I've seen Ghoulies. Yeah,
Do you
Dude,
love Ghoulies?
yeah, I like Ghoulies. Yeah,
so,
I've only seen the first one though, but I want to see the college one.
you've got to. Matthew Lillard's in 3.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, so again, I can't recommend this book enough. I really can't. It's such a good book. And I read last night the part where Charles Band was talking about making Ghoulies, and he hired a good friend to make the poster for Ghoulies. And it's the poster that we see. And Charles went and met with the guy who made the poster and loved it. And they were trying to come up with a tagline, and they were smoking weed. And the guy said, "We need to say, Ghoulies, they'll eat your ass." And that was supposed to be the tagline. And Charles was like, "No, I can't call it that." And so they were trying to figure out a tagline. And finally, Charles said, I kept hearing him say, "They'll eat your ass." I'm like, how do we spin that to where I can get away with actually putting that on the poster? Then it finally turned into, "They'll get you in the end," which obviously means up your ass. But yeah, I mean, brilliant. And Ghoulies, I don't know if you guys knew this. So Empire Pictures made all their money from advances from Vestron Video. All their movies got Vestron Video VHS releases, and they all kicked ass on VHS. But Ghoulies was the only Empire film besides Trancers that did extremely well at the box office. Ghoulies made like 30-something million against like $1.5 million budget, because Charlie spent like $1 million in advertising and stuff in New York, and boom, it went viral in New York. People were going crazy over this movie. Charlie knew that Gremlins was his big thing, so Charlie's like, we got to crank out our version of it. Boom, boom, boom. So Ghoulies made a killing. And so I think when you think of Empire Pictures, some people will say like Reanimator will be like the movie you think of for that label. I always go to Ghoulies as like the title for Empire. I think that's the premier title for Empire. But I love Ghoulies 2 as well. That's a great VHS cover too. Because there's 2 of them in the toilet. One of them's in the back of the toilet. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. Keep going, Brandon. We almost know what
Okay.
your honorable mentions.
Ghost Town. From, I think,
Another
1986.
Empire title.
This almost made my top 10. I could kick myself in the ass for taking it out, but honorable mention is fine. It's such a fantastic. I mean, dude, that's
cool
one of those
movie.
things. I mean, this iconic.
Bring it closer to the camera since you have it.
That is
Dude.
iconic. Oh, let me get better light.
Dude, that's a really, really good movie.
I love this movie, man. This is one of those VHS tapes that's just like this crazy motherfucker here, which is the same guy who played not Andre Toulon, excuse me. What's his name in Puppet Master 1? The guy who becomes the Puppet Master and gets his, neck drilled at the end.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I know obviously I know you're talking
Bad
about.
guy from part 1. Yeah.
Dude, that movie went out of print from Scream Factory pretty quick, and people were pretty upset about that. I wish that movie would get re-released or get a 4K, quite frankly, because that is a great movie. Not a lot of people have seen Ghost Town.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of a hidden thing.
And it shares its theme song with Ghoulies 2, which is really strange. It's that same music.
Hey, Cody, are you region free?
I'm not region free. I use that as an excuse not to go too overboard, or else I'd be in a mess.
Because I am region free. The reason I am region free, I'll tell you why. Because 3 years ago, when everything was just going out of print and we didn't know that MVD was, say, going to release Disturbing Behavior and things like that, it was either spend $100 on a Blu-ray or you're out of luck. So when I went region free, I haven't bought a whole lot of titles lately of like region B stuff. But with the first title I got that was a region B was in fact Ghost Town from '88 film. And look at that artwork, Brandon.
That's sweet. Is that the actual theatrical poster artwork or no?
I don't think so. I think this was the UK artwork for the VHS though. But I think the poster was what you have for the VHS, the American one, which that's the best artwork. Don't get it twisted. I mean, that artwork is the best. But
hardcore.
I still recommend going region free. I really do. It's it just opens. They're starting to region lock 4Ks now.
Really?
It's
I didn't know that.
Pizzle was talking about that. What were you gonna say though?
Oh, I would say there's so many cool overseas releases I want. And I'm just like, I think the only time like I've gotten like some imprint stuff. That's the only overseas stuff I get.
Right.
That,
Imprint makes some good titles too. All right, Brandon, we got a few more honorable mentions that we're going to start getting rolling.
We're down to the last two.
Go ahead.
The second to last is going to be House 2, the second story. It's very similar to House 1, obviously, the artwork, but something about it with it's just iconic to me. And the back, it's the version that the back is all red, and there's 3 images in the back with black and white text.
All right, let's see. Cody, have you seen House 2, the second story?
Yeah.
With the cat or puppy?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brandon says that's the best House movie. Do you agree with him?
I actually like this is going to be the one
4.
where the guy's in prison.
You like the horror show.
The horror show. I like that.
That's a good movie.
But if we're talking about like the house, then I would say House. Probably House 2 because I like this the one with this cover.
I love the House movies, man. Those are good movies. Good choice, Brandon. House 2, the second story, classic.
So simple, but something that it's stuck out like a sore thumb on shelves. You know what I mean? More so than the first one somehow. Like the first one's almost the same.
Right.
But something about this one is just so good. So good.
All right, Brandon, last honorable mention.
I can kick myself for not putting this in top 10, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's the VHS for Demons 2. That VHS is absolutely iconic on VHS shelves back in the day. Blockbuster, Videoland, Movie Gallery. I feel like every store had this VHS. I'm not sure which version it was. No, it's not that one. It's the one
that's
like
the
to your left.
one.
Not that below that one. Right, that one. It's like the same, but it's different.
Is that it?
That's it.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you guys something though. Demons 2 is not a loved movie at all. Most people I talk to, what's up, Don Morton? Most people I talk to say Demons 2 sucks. The first Demons is good. And I'm just like, Demons 2 to me is kind of like, a full moon movie. It's quirky, it's energetic, but I think it's awesome. I love Demons 2.
Do you like it better than part 1?
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer it over part 1 immensely. Like
I
part
like the
1's really
soundtrack
good.
to 2 better than 1 as well.
Part 2 is like a cocaine demons movie. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Part 2 is so good.
What about you, Cody? Have you seen these yet?
I haven't seen Demons 2. I've seen Demons 1 though.
What is your thoughts on Demons 1?
I like Demons 1 a lot.
Good.
I think you would like Demons 2. I mean, like the thing that throws people off without spoiling too much is it's Demons 2 is a movie on the go, because the first one's like a theater. Which works, the claustrophobia, I guess is a word you could use for it, of being locked in the theater and everything. But Demons 2, that movie's you're out and about, you're moving. There's some really fun special effects. It's almost like it's got an Elm Street flair to it in terms of the effects and stuff, which in the late 80s, it's obvious that the Elm Street films influenced so much stuff, especially in terms of effects work. But Demons 2 has a killer soundtrack. I've told Brandon this. Any movie that has The Cult in the soundtrack is an automatic B+ from the first frame of the film.
Yeah.
So if you've got The Cult I love that band. But if The Cult is in your soundtrack, that's an automatic B+ from the start. From the start. So dude, you should check that out. It's a badass movie.
And it's like in a building complex, right?
Yes, like an apartment complex type thing.
Yeah, I like settings like that.
Yeah, it's so good. So damn good. All right. Let me get rid of this for now. All right. Who wants to go first for their top 10 VHS artwork? I'll go. Y'all want me to go? Y'all mind if I go?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll give everybody their, I'll solo everybody, make them big. All right. So my number 10, again, I kind of went with stuff that meant a lot to me as a kid, seeing on the shelf. One of my favorite posters of all time, one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm just going to knock it out. It's at number 10. It's not at number 1, but I got to go with Puppet Master, one of my favorite VHS. And the reason this is on my list, guys, is check out. It's not just the front, it's the side. You got that really cool shot of Blade right there. And then on the back, I always love the back of the full moon releases. But yeah, how do you not love that iconic shot of the puppet trunk opened up? And then you could look how, as a kid, dude, tell me that wouldn't freak you the hell out looking at these things in there, with Tunneler with his, Jesus, man. And then Tiny, or whatever, Pinhead, not Tiny. Pinhead freaks me out. That was the puppet that scared me the most as a kid. I mean, just something about his tiny head and his big arms terrifies me. Obviously, this thing is fated to hell, but I love it for that too. So Puppet Master is one of my favorite VHS tapes of all time, and it's my number 10. So there we go. Gentlemen, thoughts, feedback?
It's definitely a good one.
Yeah. All right, who wants to go next? No, it's not going to be all Puppet Master. Just I promise.
So I'll go ahead and get this one out. It's one of my favorite VHS covers, but it's not really considered a horror movie. But it's like it's a movie you can watch around the holidays or around. But it's
yes,
Ernest Scared Stupid. This ever since I was a little kid, I've just loved this VHS cover, and I always look at it.
All right, let me ask you this. Is that the best Ernest movie?
To me, it is, yes.
Absolutely. Now, in that movie, is it true that they used the Killer Clowns molds?
Yeah, the molds for the Killer Clowns for the trolls.
Dude.
Yeah, they just kind of like repainted them.
Now, when was the first time you saw Ernest Scared Stupid? Hold that VHS. Let people look at that VHS a little bit more.
Oh, I had to be when it came out, which was like...
That's awesome. That looks like it's in damn good condition too, man.
It is, yeah.
Where's your poster for that, Cody?
I've been looking for an original. I have like a weird size of it, but I don't have an original. But I really do want an original.
So they made it then. They made like video store promo posters for this movie.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's weird about some of those video store promos, Cody, is like my demonic toys. It's an original from a video store. It's 27. It's 24 by 39. They're an inch shorter than movie store posters. I don't know why they did that, or if that was a full moon thing, or if that was just video store posters. Do you have any video store posters that are that size?
I don't. I only have 40 by 27s right now, just because it will fit that frame.
Yeah, good pick, man. I dig it. All right, Brandon, step it up, man.
My number 10 is going to be Slime City. I don't know what it is about this VHS tape. This is actually the one from Videoland. When they were closing down, I actually managed to pick this up. So this is the
Dude, that's great.
Slime City. Oh, it's fantastic, man. This is one that's infinitely burned into my brain, man. Everything about it. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's gross, it's beautiful at the same time. That fucking font is just hardcore. It looks like a Sonic 2 level or something, man.
Well, the font on the side doesn't really match the movie almost. It's got like a. You remember the band, the Fat Boys, the rappers, those bubble little fun letters? That's what it looks like that, but there's slime around the letters.
And this is fantastic.
I've never seen that movie. Is that a good movie?
What? It's you.
I've never seen it.
After you watch it, it's fantastic in a really cheesy B movie way. It's fantastic. I can't believe you haven't seen this movie. There's no way you haven't seen this movie.
Dude, I've never even heard of it.
I can't see everything, Brandon. Don't give me shit.
Camp Video. I actually thought this was Trauma up until just now. It's
Who is it?
Camp Video. It's Camp Video,
What,
a division of Camp Motion Pictures.
What year did it come out?
1989.
That's a good year.
Yeah. There was a sequel that came out about 10 years ago called Slime City Massacre. I think Trauma did do that one. So he might have been involved with this in some way. I'm not really sure, but it's a fantastic film in a sleazy way.
All right. Good pick. All right. My number 9. You guys ready for this? All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to rotate this so we can say big. My number 9. This movie has had many incarnations of artwork, and this version is always going to be the best version, in my humble opinion. Brandon, don't give me that look. My number 9 is the best artwork for this movie of all time. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre with this artwork on it.
That's the best artwork. That's the scariest artwork too.
This scared the shit out of me as a kid seeing it on the shelf. Mm-hmm. The media artwork. Yep. And Dead Pit, they have posters of this in their Creepy Kentuckian has a poster of this, and I thought it was a print. I had no idea that they actually made video store artwork for that original to go in the movie stores, video stores back in the day. So I don't know how much that thing is worth that he has, but this is, if you're going to own this movie on VHS, you got to get that artwork. This is the fucking best. I wish they would have done the 4K with this artwork. I really do.
That artwork has terrified me since I was a kid, and it terrifies me now. The look on Leatherface's face and that artwork scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, he looks like he's just maniacal, like he's lost his mind.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm assuming both of you guys would agree this is the best Texas Chainsaw.
That's on my list. I can't say where, but that's on my list.
Fair enough. Now, Cody, what's the first time you see Texas Chainsaw Massacre? And Cody, I think me and Brandon agree. Maybe not. To me, this is the greatest horror movie. Not Halloween, not Psycho. To me, this is the greatest horror film ever made. How do you feel about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
It is not that high on my list.
Well, you're a son of a bitch. You know that? No, I'm kidding.
Like I appreciate it, but
right.
I'm one of those people who likes the remake better. And I know that's sacrilegious, but I like the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little better. But I definitely like that movie.
Yeah.
It's just, man, Franklin bothers me so much. It's just him yelling in his wheelchair.
Put yourself in his shoes, goddammit. Right on. Okay, so who's next now? Are we going back to Cody? I think we are.
All right. So
number 9, Cody.
This is one of my favorite movies, and to me, it's a cool poster, and I've always looked at the VHS when I was a little kid. It's Hand That Rocks Cradle.
Ooh.
That is a good one.
Mm-hmm. I love how it's a family photo and it's ripped.
What year is this movie from?
92. And dude,
good year.
I watched this all the time when I was a little kid. And I remember one time my aunt was like, this is a weird movie for a little kid to like. And I don't know why, but I really liked it. I don't know if you've seen it, but there are some pretty hard subjects in here. And I was but you know what? I actually learned from it a lot. Like me, I was a kid that learned from movies. I learned a lot from that movie. like how to treat people, and
Yeah.
it's the best Ernie Hudson performance too.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, talk about like an underrated actor, Ernie
Mhm.
Hudson. Like
Wow.
he still doesn't get the respect he deserves, if you ask my opinion.
Him and Billy Zane, I feel like.
Amen. Hell yeah, nice pick right there, dude. All right, going to Dirty Money, number 9.
Number 9 is going to be, I think it's the first edition of 1985's Day of the Dead.
Oh, you don't have it? I need to pull it up.
I don't have it. No. It's the one that's, I think the first 2-disc DVD version has the same artwork on it. It's the yellow background, is the painting with Bub in front, the red logo, the Army of the Dead behind him, and there's 2 images in the back. It's fucking iconic. That one screamed at me on shelves as a kid.
Okay, let me see. We might see some more Dead on this list, as a matter of fact. Well, there's different versions, Brandon. I'm going to assume this is the one you're talking about. This is the best image I can find. Let's see. Another good question for me to ask, Cody. Thoughts on Day of the Dead? This movie has continued to get a bigger fan base year after year. Are you in the Day of the Dead camp, Cody?
It's one I watched the least.
Why? Why? Why is that? Is it? It does. You don't feel it has the legacy or the classicness of the previous 2 of Dawn and Night, or?
I think it's because I've only seen this one once, and I think my go-to one is Dawn of the Dead. I just always, if I watch one of them, I watch that one.
Right.
Yeah. It's a movie that I bet if I watch it now again, I'd probably like it a lot more.
This is actually, I watched an interview with George. George says that this is actually his favorite one that he's done, is Day. One thing I'll say is you should definitely revisit this movie and listen to the music, because the score is absolutely fantastic to Day of the Dead. It has one of the best scores because it's very synthy and it's almost comfortable sounding, the music, like the main theme to Day of the Dead. It's really comfortable and nice, and like you could sleep to it. So I know Brandon loves it. Day of the Dead, we're gonna do a show soon of like the best horror movie soundtracks, and I can tell you without question this is in the top 10 of all time.
Oh yeah
So good. All right, Brandon, good pick. All right, let's see. I think it's my turn at number 8 now. All right, number 8 is my Japanese Friday the 13th Part 5 VHS with that killer artwork. For I love the American one, but this artwork is just insane, and I love that shot of Tommy with the machete down there. This is one of my favorites. And CIC Video, they did some cool stuff. And they always put more images on the back of their releases too. That's something that like they always did better than American releases, is they always like maximize stuff. You always get at least 2 or 3 images more. So yeah, killer release right there. I love it. I got this, man, probably like 10 years ago on eBay. I don't even want to know how much these kind of VHS tapes cost now. But
have you played that in a VCR?
Yeah.
Is it dubbed or is it subtitles?
Subtitles.
Okay, that's cool.
It's not dubbed. So yeah, that's my number 8. Japanese. God damn it! How does this thing go in? Anyway, Cody, thoughts on A New Beginning?
Yeah, I like A New Beginning, and that poster is better than the American one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. What's funny is like the American poster is just terrible for like not the VHS release, but like the poster. It just says, "If Jason still haunts you, you're not alone." It's just words.
Dude, people love that one though. I do, or that poster. I do not.
I don't like. Yeah, it's the same with Part 4. Like the theatrical for Part 4 is the same. It's just whatever, Jason's unlucky day or something. I forgot, but it just says the final chapter. But yeah, okay, Cody.
All right, so I don't have this one, but it's going to be Chopping Mall.
Oh, all right. Good pick. Let me pull that up. All right, Chopping Mall. Yeah. That's a classic, dude. Is there more? This must be the one you're talking about right here.
Yeah, the one with the hand and the.
Was this the one you're talking about? This is Is this American? No, this is the international one. The one you want is probably the hand with the grocery bag, right?
Yeah,
Let me see if I can find that one.
they look exactly the same though. I feel like. Oh,
Maybe
I
so.
see. I see. It's right there with the Vestron right there. Oh, you can't see what I'm pointing at, but yeah, it's the Vestron up on top.
Okay. But wait, is this? It looks like this is the American VHS art.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Either
All
one,
great.
in the bag.
yeah. I was like, either one is good.
Yeah, that's killer. They have a bunch of different posters you can get for Chopping Mall too. You can get the grocery bag. I say grocery bag, the shopping bag, and then like the metal hand holding the bag too. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
I have one signed by Barbara Crampton. I got her to sign it. She was signing it for me. She's like, "You actually really like? You actually like this movie?" Like she said it like that. I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Do you not like it?" She's like, "It's all right." I was like, "Dang, all right."
When was that though? Because I feel like she's embraced the stuff now.
This was July.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. But my whole situation with her was really weird. Like I don't know if I reminded her of someone, but she was staring at me weird the whole time. I don't know if she thought I was gonna rob her or she thought I was some homeless guy. I don't know, but it was. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll leave you alone.
Wow, I'll be damned.
Mhm.
Well, it's funny, like she'll say stuff that's just kind of like, wow, she said that. On Charles Band's podcast, she told him, I think Castle Freak is a terrible title for the movie. And I'm
Really?
listening to us like, what are you talking about? That's like one of the best titles for a horror movie ever. Who would ever forget the title Castle Freak? That's such a good title. I don't know.
And she hardly had any chopping mall stuff at her table. Like it was like she had one little 8x10 and that was it. So I'm glad I brought a poster.
Yeah. There you go. All right, Big Money. Dirty Money, it's your turn. Is it your turn or is it my turn?
I think it's my turn. I don't know.
Good.
Whose turn is it?
Yeah, I think it's Brandon.
I don't own this one. I used to own this version, but I don't know what the fuck happened to it. But it's the first edition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on VHS. The iconic Breakfast Club VHS. Super iconic. Love that fucking VHS cover. Everything about it, front and back, side panel, or spine. It's fantastic. That movie, your eye is drawn to that on shelves too. Among many other titles, that's one that your eye is just drawn to.
Oh, dude.
So good.
So, man. I love it. Cody, thoughts on Texas Chainsaw 2?
Oh, it's great.
You like it more than one.
Yeah, I do. I like the second one better.
I'm okay with that. Is that your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, again, it's the remake. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but it's the remake's my favorite.
Really? I think a lot of people would probably agree with that. What is it about the remake you like so much?
You know, it could have been because I was at an age where I was able to go see it in theaters, like me and my friend, without getting kicked out. You know, we weren't old enough, but we weren't like we didn't get kicked out. So it was pretty cool to be seeing this movie in theaters and not get kicked out. While like people were coming in and kicking people out. Because we were sitting there watching people getting kicked out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and no one even talked to us. So it's one of those cool things where it's just like, okay, this is really fun.
Right.
But I haven't seen it in a few years, so I may have a different opinion, but I rock with it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, good choice, Brandon. All right, let's see. I think it's my turn now. All right, here we go. I'm about to rock y'all socks. I love this poster art, or I love this art because it was changed. A lot of times they would put, back in the day, they just put the art for the movies, the posters on the VHS tapes. But Nightmare 2 had the iconic Freddy ripping through the world, if you will, and you could see him in the fire. This is actually a beta tape. I found my beta tape.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is a beta of Nightmare 2, but I think a lot of people would agree that they probably would almost wish that this was the actual poster for the movie because they like it more than the actual poster. And I gotta say, I can agree there. I think that this artwork is just iconic as hell. And they wouldn't do a different artwork like this until Dream Child again. 3 and 4 use the theatrical artworks, but this is such a good shot of Freddy, and it's just brilliant. So that had to be on my list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nightmare 2.
I have a copy of that on VHS from when I was a kid, and it was that image.
I have it right now on shelves. It's that same one
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
except not
Damn.
beta.
It's so good, dude. Shit's so good. Yeah, beta tape.
Yeah.
Look how much smaller it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
That movie scared me when I was a kid.
Dude, it's the best. It's the best Elm Street.
Yeah, when he was on the bus, that freaked me out. When I woke up one Saturday morning early to watch Tales from the Crypt, the cartoon, because it was like debuting or whatever, and it was on the movie channel, and he's like on the bus. I was like, I was freaked out, but it was awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Cody, now you got to top it. Number 7 for you.
Let's see what I got here. So I'm gonna go with one of my favorites.
You son of a bitch.
That's a great choice.
Some Dr. Giggles, DG.
Is that how you saw the movie for the first time? Was VHS?
Yeah, I remember my aunt rented me this and Hellraiser 3. And I had to be 5, man. I was really, really young. And I remember watching Hellraiser 3 and being like, to myself, I was like, I don't know if I should be watching this. And that was the only movie I've ever said that to myself. I was like, I don't know if I should be watching this. But yeah, I remember watching those two back to back with my aunt and just had a ball. Like I said, I was really, really young. But yeah, I remember renting it from a grocery store. Good stuff.
Hell yeah. Damn, dude. Dr. Giggles, are you getting the Blu-ray for that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Dude,
I have one sheet for this as well.
When did you get into the one sheets? Have you been collecting those for a while, or
maybe 8 to 6 months ago?
Has it been a pricey venture, or you been able to get some? Because when I got into it, Cody, 10 years ago, I was getting original posters for $20-$30.
Yeah, see, so a lot of my original posters are like 90s movies. So like Dr. Giggles was $10. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was like $15. Well, Scream, that's brand new. I bought that before it went on sale, or
Nice.
before it came out and got overblown. But I got this is Tabata was talking about this the other day. But this was $4.99.
$4.99.
Yes. Yes. Dude, that's fucking amazing.
They told me to. It sucks because you could tell it was a folded one, and they rolled it and sent it to me. But I'll do it. But yeah, I remember Tabata talking about. He mentioned it one time. I was like, dude, that's so.
You
funny
just made my fucking night. That's amazing.
Are you a fan of the folded look? I'm actually a fan of the folded look.
I'm not that big of a fan of the folded look. I rather do the roll, but I think it's because I'm used to them.
There's certain movies that I have rolled. Like I used to think I was like super cool because I had a rolled original Halloween 3.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think a lot of those shipped out rolled because Garrett was like, oh, I have Halloween 3 too. It's an original and mine's rolled. And I was like, wow, most of my posters are folded. And I didn't realize this, but apparently they shipped out a lot of those movie posters back in the day folded.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I thought it was weird that I got, like, you could tell that it was folded, and it's a 90s movie because I think they stopped folding 90s. Like the 90s, I think like they stopped in the early 90s.
Right.
So I thought it was weird that this one was folded and then it came rolled. So
yeah, it's interesting, but I guess part of it too is now because I've tried to. Obviously, I only have the only original posters for Elm Street I have over on the wall right now are 5 and Freddy's Dead. Those are originals. That's a video store poster that was in fact rolled. So my Freddy's Dead is very smooth. My Dream Child from '89 is in fact folded. But a lot of my original posters, my Subspecies is folded. Demonic Toys wasn't, but Psycho 2 and Fright Night 2, they're folded. And something about the folded look, I don't know. There's an authenticity to it when I see them and they're folded, and I know that those originals that I guess I like that look now.
It's more charm. It gives it more character. Like, to be honest with you, when it's folded like that.
Yeah. So I've grown to really appreciate the folded look now. So
yeah, there is a Child's Play one I'm after, and it's only folded. So
yeah,
I'm definitely not going to shy away from a folded one if I get it.
No. All right, Brandon, where are we going, man? Number 7 for you.
Number 7 for me is going to be Zombie 2, Lucio Fulci.
Oh, God. Which version am I looking up?
It's this version right here.
Oh, you have it?
This is the version that I saw in video stores first.
Great
choice. It's the version I rented first. And there's just something about this that just always drew my eye. I don't think any of the video stores around my area had the other version. It was only this one. I think it was only at Videoland exclusively, but it was just so it looks like an SNES game or something, like like one of those video game covers. It's so bizarre.
Have you ever kept up with like the run times on your VHS releases of those movies? Are they the same, or you think they have some different cuts in them?
I haven't actually looked, but I think I told you this before. This one has a different opening credit sequence, so the timing might be a little different. That's something to look into. That's a good idea.
Dude, that's cool. Let me see that again.
Yeah, this is apparently the 92 release from Eddie Entertainment, I guess.
Now, what's the first way you watched Zombie? Was it this VHS tape right here?
This exact version. And what's weird about it is when
it says Zombie 2 on it.
Yeah, the opening credit sequence happens. He shoots the gun and says the boat can leave now, and then the opening title comes up, right?
Right.
In this version, blood drips down the screen, and then it says Zombie 2. It's very strange compared to the regular version. Yeah, it's very bizarre.
You should upload that one day.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to rip it and make some comparisons.
Now, Cody, have you dipped into the Italian stuff? Have you checked out Zombie?
I'm not big into Italian horror. I just haven't really got into it. It's funny because I love whodunits like Scream and stuff, like slashers like that. But I hear that a lot of giallos are like that, but I haven't. I think as far as I gotten is Demons.
So I can't speak for Brandon. I can only speak for me, but I have a feeling Brandon will be close to agreeing with me. I think the greatest Italian movie, not necessarily giallo, because obviously Zombie's not one, but I think the greatest Italian horror movie ever made is Zombie.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Without question. I think it kicks. This is criminal. A lot of the chat will disagree with me, and I understand it. I think Zombie outperforms Dawn of the Dead every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a shark in it too, right?
A real man and a real shark.
That's
but
awesome.
I am a monstrous fan of Zombie. I think Lucio Fulci is just crazy. He has some of the grossest gore I've ever seen in that movie. Painful stuff.
Yeah. There's also a real sense of looming dread in Zombie 2 compared to Dawn of the Dead and stuff like that. Like you feel the dread in that movie.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
Good pick. All right. My next pick is a Ken Wiederhorn film. This is just such a great looking VHS. Shout out to my buddy Michael who sent me this. My next pick is my Shockwaves VHS tape with the Nazis. Now, what a metaphor! My favorite kind of posters are the ones that are a metaphor for the movie, if you will. So it's a poster that shows something in a metaphorical sense. So like Jason Takes Manhattan. Cody, you're obviously very familiar with the Jason Takes Manhattan, I'm sure. The poster the poster is brilliant because it's a metaphor for the movie. Jason is literally taking Manhattan. He's hovering over the town, the city. And I love this one, Shockwaves, about Nazi zombies that, and here, look, they're holding the cruise ship that sunk. So it's a beautiful painting, a metaphorical painting to represent the movie. And I mean, just talk about a great poster and a great VHS tape. This is a Prism VHS from '77, and it's one of those good old clamshells, which Disney would use throughout their catalog back in the day. But for some reason, like this stopped being used for a lot of stuff, and they went with like the regular cardboard sleeves. But I've been a big fan of this style of VHS tape, the shells. But I mean, even if you haven't seen this, which I'm assuming, Cody, this is probably a pretty deep cut you might not have checked out yet.
Yeah, I've not seen that one.
Highly recommend checking out Shockwaves. It is a damn good movie. And Ken Wiederhorn, who's obviously famous for the horror world for Return of the Living Dead 2, did this movie. And Shockwaves is a bad son of a bitch, man. So, yeah, definitely give this one a shot if you ever can stream it or something. It'll probably get a 4K soon from Blue Underground. But I love it. And it's got Peter Cushing in it. The great Peter Cushing. So
Pre-Star Wars, too.
Pre-Star Wars.
Very strange.
So John Carradine, yeah. So definitely give this a shot if you ever get a chance. But that's a hell of a VHS cover right there. So there it is. That's my number 10, 9, 8, 7. That was my number 6. All right. Shockwaves, definitely disagree. Dawn is better. It's not something I would fight over either, Brian. I mean, I love George. George is my favorite director he's my number one favorite director. George has made some of my favorite movies of all time: Night of the Living Dead, Monkey Shines, Creep Show. He's the king to me. There's no greater horror director than George. Season of the Witch is a good movie he did. The Crazies, but Dawn's not my favorite zombie film he did. Okay, so next we got up is Cody with his number 6.
Yeah, so I don't have the VHS, but I do have this cover with me.
That's fine.
Sleepaway Camp.
Ooh, yeah, dude. That's another kind of like metaphorical cover. You know, the innocence of the kid's shoe. Kids are getting slaughtered at the camp. That's my favorite kind of artwork, man.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Same here.
Now, tell me about Sleepaway Camp. Is that me and Brandon say that the first Sleepaway Camp is the best Sleepaway Camp? Are you in the same camp? No pun intended.
Yeah, I do like the first one.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah, my favorite is the first one, but I've also seen that one the most.
Yeah. I used to think that the second one was the best one, and I like them, but the first one, man, I remember what happened was I got my very first big screen TV, and I was like, I'm going to watch Sleepaway Camp. And I was like, I haven't watched this movie in a long time. And I was like, this movie is beautiful. Like, this is like such a well-made slasher film. What was I thinking? Like, I love it. I love it so much now. And I love how it reverses everything. The guys barely have clothes on the whole movie. It's just so funny to me. And there's some good gore in Sleepaway Camp too. So,
well, and it has one of my favorite lines out of a movie is in there. It's like, you know, eat, sleep, or eat shit and die, Ricky. He's like, how about you eat shit and live? You know, it's like what a cool comeback, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the director made Return to Sleepaway Camp in 2009. He made it in like 98 or 99 or something, but it didn't come out until 2008. The DVD. It's a horrible movie.
I never saw it.
It's so terrible, but I love it. It's got Isaac Hayes in it.
Does it?
Isaac Hayes is in it. Great choice, man. Sleepaway Camp. I dig it. That was your number 6. All right, Brandon. Where's Dirty Money going for his number 6?
Number 6 for me is one of my favorite films. Also one of my favorite VHS covers. A lot of people don't consider this horror, but I think it's horror. I think the comic books are horror too.
Oh, God. Here we go. Here he goes.
Here it goes. This Return to Swamp Thing. There's something about this VHS
that's beautiful.
Has drawn my eyes since I was a kid. It's just something. I mean, look at that. It's so simple, yet so iconically fantastic.
You're right. And it's got the red rim around it.
Oh yeah.
Is that MCA home video or RCA?
It is RCA / Columbia Pictures Home Video. I think this is the 1989 release. So this is the first edition.
Dude, that's
VHS
beautiful.
Hi-Fi Ultra Stereo.
Now, Cody, is this one you've been able to see? Have you seen the Wes Craven film Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Have you seen Return to Swamp Thing?
I don't think I've seen the Return to Swamp Thing, but I do like that poster and know it.
0% chance you won't. I mean, there's 0% chance you'll watch Return to Swamp Thing and say, I like the first one better. Part 2 is way more fun.
Really? Okay.
Oh my God, it's not even close. It's a Jim Wynorski film. He directed Chopping Mall. So if you like that kind of movie with that sensibility, same director. He knew the genre he was filming and the people he was making these movies. Brendan, you go ahead. This is your pick. You tell him how good Jim Wynorski is.
The thing about it is, I have to say this first, is I can't believe this movie has the cult following it does. Now, I didn't realize that everybody liked this film because when I was growing up, all my friends either didn't know this film existed or everybody fucking hated it. So the fact that everybody loves this movie now blows my mind a little bit. But it's a fantastic movie. It's just fun. It's lighthearted. It's got some great effects. I mean, it's got some awesome makeup effects in it, man. Like that giant leech monster in it is fucking sketchy. He's a scary looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it being re-released soon on something?
It's on 4K now.
Oh,
awesome.
Now already.
I can't believe you got a
Lightning
4K.
Video put out. Yeah, dude, it's a beautiful 4K. I need to watch that.
I haven't watched it yet. I still haven't watched that.
Oh, dude, it's a great 4K.
I'm stoked.
Good pick. All right, number 5. Drop a like on the stream for us, please, guys.
Roundhouse kick that like button.
Yeah, I was joking about this last night, Brandon. I was like, it's funny. I'll do a show, and we're doing good. We got 95 people in here having a good time. Everybody's relaxing, having a good Wednesday night. And then I get done with the show, and there's like 20 likes. I was like, there's 100 people in here. My next one, again, this is a great cover. I get so many nostalgic memories when I look at this artwork. When I was growing up in the video store, I would see this and be like, "Oh my God, I've got to see this movie." It's not the most intricate, it's not the most beautiful piece of art ever, but it's got that charm. It's got that lucky charm, if you will. Leprechaun on VHS, man.
Wow.
That shot of Warwick Davis peeking out the door. Your luck just ran out. This used to scare the shit out of me as a kid, and I would be like, I have got to see this so much. And then the back is amazing.
Yeah, and it's so hard to find that cover without Jennifer Aniston in the corner.
I know, because I have a 24 by 36 poster of Leprechaun. I just bought off of eBay years and years ago, and it has her on it. And as much as I love Jennifer Aniston, I don't want her on my poster. I just want this.
Well, yes, see, and I like those. Like, it's so simple, but that's so scary. Same with like the Rumpelstiltskin. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of just simple with him.
Yeah,
but those are sometimes the best ones. I love that.
That's classic, dude. Absolutely classic. I love Leprechaun. Such a good movie. And this movie starts out with like the tonality of like Nightmare 5 or 4. Funny from the get-go. And then it just gets even more funny. So I don't know. I love it. Vidmark Entertainment. I saw these movies on the video store shelves my entire life growing up, and they just always just hit me in the feels. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Yeah, man. Whenever I saw a new one, I was renting them.
Damn right. And they all had, a lot of them had great artworks. Like 2 has good artwork, 3 has fantastic artwork, but the simplicity of the first one, and 4, I love the space one, but 4 has just a phenomenal artwork too. So, all right, Brandon. Oh, it's Cody's turn. I'm sorry.
Cody's turn. Yeah.
So I don't have this one with me, but it's gonna be Arachnophobia.
Ooh, let me pull that up.
I love that cover, and I'm on the hunt for one sheet of that and Leprechaun, actually.
Damn, that's a good pick. That is definitely iconic.
Yeah, and it's just it's
and some of them took the spider off, and some of them have it on. So it's hard to find the one with the spider that's in the moon. It's kind of like coming down, and it's you see like his silhouette in the moon.
I'll be damned. Let me see if I can find that.
That's true. I remember that.
I think it was like I want to say Steven Spielberg thought it was like a little too scary, so they took it off.
Well,
there it is.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a damn good movie.
It scares the crap out of me. It always has and always will. So when people say it's a comedy, it's like I'm terrified of spiders, and it's because of this movie.
My favorite character in that movie, I just get a smile on my face whenever I see him, is John Goodman.
John Goodman. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's the greatest, man. He's such a good actor. I love him. Hell yeah. That's a 4K waiting to happen right there, dude. Arachnophobia.
Well, I think there's a remake coming out, so hopefully that'll get attention on this, and it'll come out.
But they already remade that movie, and they did a great job. It was called 8-Legged Freaks. Came out in 2002. Oh man, good choice, dude. Very classic. So that's the thing, is sometimes it's not always just about how intricate the artwork is, but it's just like the charm and what it does to you and the memories, dude. That's the thing. When I look at a lot of these VHS tapes, it's like, oh my God, it hits me in the feels so much. So good choice. Very good choice. All right, Dirty Money.
Number 5, I don't have this version anymore, which sucks. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but it's Return of the Living Dead Part 2, the first edition VHS. There it is.
I'll pull myself up for Brandon.
Obviously, that's in the top 5. The back, where it has like that one zombie, it's like a mirrored picture of him, is fantastic. There it is. Yeah.
You know what my favorite thing is about Part 2 as well? Is the font. I love the font for this movie so much. And look, it was on the back in red. It's like I got a T-shirt from Gutter Garbs that is literally a black T-shirt that just has the font on the shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's one of the best posters of all time.
It is. I
think it's better than the first movie's poster, which I know is kind of criminal. But how do you beat the tornado zombie? I mean, what the hell? This and Fright Night always give me the same vibe because they're very blue. They're great posters. But dude, part two, this is an original I desperately want is an original of this movie, but I think it's pretty damn expensive, unfortunately. But
I grew up loving the third one. I didn't even know that those first two existed really. I thought they were just regular zombie movies until I got older, and then I was introduced to those, and I was like, oh, these are really, really good movies. Really fun movies.
Oh, dude, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. Yeah. Okay. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Number 4 for me. I think the chat is going to love this pick. I think you guys are going to love this pick. If you did not go to the movie store as a kid and grab this on the shelf and just do this with it, you're a lying motherfucker. If this isn't on you guys' list, I'm going to be disappointed. The Jack Frost VHS tape that has a lenticular cover. How do you not pick that?
You know what? It's funny because when we were talking about Leprechaun, this image just kept popping in my head. It was like, man, because going to especially in the 90s, you always saw Jack Frost. It was always there. That and like Uncle Sam, like a year later, those were always there in the horror section.
Did you guys rent this tape back in the day?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I got the Vinegar Syndrome put this movie out, but then it went out of print from them, and then was it MVD? MVD put it out, and they put out part 2, and I rewatched Jack Frost again, and dude, I wish they could have done this artwork again. I don't know if there's some kind of license deal for it, but why not, man? Just look at that. You could do it for hours.
Like the Vinegar Syndrome one had a lenticular like that, but it was different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's not what we see in the movie.
I know.
Yeah, but that had to make my list, man. I mean, that's just money.
It's iconic for a kid in the 90s.
Yeah. And there he is on the back. There it is, guys. That's my number, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So, all right, Cody. What do you have coming up next for us, brother?
All right, so I'm going to do, this is also one of my favorite movies. It's going to be Tremors.
Ooh. So did you know, I'm glad you brought up Tremors. I'm glad you picked Tremors. So I was reading an article a while back. Did you know that Tremors did not do good at the theater?
I did know that. And Kevin Bacon did not like this movie for the longest time because of that.
And then they put it out on VHS, and it just, dude, it made tens, almost, I think I don't know how many millions. It made millions and millions on home video sales.
Yeah, it's why when they asked him to come, when they asked Kevin Bacon to come back to do the second one, he's like, why would I come back to do a movie that flopped? You know, something like that. Now he loves the movie and wants to do more and more, but it's just, yeah. But yeah, this was on TV all the time on Fridays. I remember watching this on TV or renting it and eating pop or renting or getting pizza, drinking milk. It was a great time.
You know, let me ask you guys something. People make fun of the Children of the Corn series for having a bunch of bad sequels. Do you feel the same way about the Tremors franchise? Do you think that they've run the gambit way too long, or do you actually enjoy a lot of those Tremors sequels?
I enjoy them for what they're worth. I enjoy them a hell of a lot more than I enjoyed the Children of the Corn.
Brandon, thoughts?
I enjoyed part 2. I can't remember part 3 or 4 that well, and I don't think I've seen the newer ones with space.
3 is the ass blaster ones where they're like flying, and then the 4th one is when it's a prequel,
like a prequel,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 3 more on like an island and like there's like a snow one or something.
Jamie Kennedy did one.
Kennedy, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those movies, but
I haven't seen the Jamie Kennedy ones either.
I like the Jamie Kennedy.
Are they good? Yeah.
I've heard they were fun. Yeah.
The first one's really good. I'm assuming, I don't want to grab it, but I'm assuming you guys, Cody, do you have the Arrow Video Tremors Blu-ray or 4K that came out?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good release. Yeah, I was blown away by that because that shows you the power of what home video was doing back in the day. Mm-hmm. The fact that Tremors was not a big box office success at all, but it gets sent out on VHS, goes to Blockbusters, and millions and millions of people rent the shit out of this movie and buy it on VHS. That is incredible. And then it blossomed to this very day. They're still making them. And how incredible is that?
And I know this is a hot take. Like this is a kind of like a copycat of the cover of Jaws, but I think I like this a lot better than the poster to Jaws. Like it's a ripoff of Jaws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Great pick, dude. I dig it. All right. Dirty money.
My number 4 is going to be
Time out before you do it. Got a super chat from Creasefold for $2. Evening, gents. How was that New York style pizza, Christian? Dude, I love the Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Brandon keeps telling me to try this goddamn pizza joint I can't eat though because I don't have any. Hungry Howie's.
Hungry Howie's is great.
yes.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Creasefold.
Dude, oh, their Cajun crust is so good.
It is so good.
See, y'all
So
are
good.
pissing me off. I want to eat Hungry Howie's, but I don't have one.
My favorite is the garlic herb crust, but the Cajun crust kicks fucking ass too. And also, their cinnamon bread is off the chain.
Yeah, it was a family tradition. Like the day before Thanksgiving, we would order Hungry Howie's.
Yeah,
Dude, that sounds great.
it's so good. Thick, chewy. Dude, oh my God. I want a Hungry Howie's pizza right now.
So I haven't had it in a long time.
So damn good.
But the Big New Yorker is good. Like I think I was telling you this last night, Christian, that back in the day, back in the 90s when they would play it, or back when it was like popular or whatever, me and my friends would order it when like the wrestling pay-per-views were on. So we'd always be eating the Big New Yorker and watching wrestling pay-per-views.
It's funny because the Big New Yorker, I think I even said this to you, dude, this pizza tastes like 1999. Dude, it was good shit. I love it. I'm definitely going to get another one. All right, Brandon, I'm sorry. This is your 10,
You're
9,
good.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay.
My 4th pick is going to be the Halloween 2. This version.
With the with the stereo logo on it.
Yeah. Something about this release. I mean, obviously, this draws your eye for one thing, right? But the back is just so damn good. These two simple images, but the one of the nurse with the jack-o'-lantern is so cozy and iconic to me. I love everything about this version of it.
Hot take. I think Cody's going to agree with me on this. Hot take. Halloween 2 has the best poster out of the entire Halloween franchise.
Oh, that's the truth.
I don't Halloween 2, no. I like the poster for number 6 a lot.
Oh, that's a killer poster too.
Yeah, but how do you go against that?
And I like 1 a lot. As well.
1 has a great poster. Halloween 3 has a great poster. How do you go against that amazing jack-o'-lantern skeleton, though? Or the jack-o'-lantern, dude, it is just the creepiest shit. It's that poster. No movie could possibly be as good as that poster. Halloween 2 comes close, but that jack-o'-lantern skeleton is fucking classic.
It's nice.
I got that tattooed on me because I was like, I need that on me. It was painful because I got it right here at the bottom part of my arm. But no, the Halloween franchise, I think Halloween 6 is the last great Halloween poster. In terms of just classic vintage, I like Rob's posters. They're pretty cool. All the new Halloween posters, whatever. I mean, let's be real. They're lazy. They're literally just pictures. I mean, but back in the day, look at this. How do you beat that? How do you beat that, man? I miss that era. I wish we could go back to that era of just drawings and paintings and God damn, that's beautiful.
Also, honorable mention. I do like the 90s Good Times variant of this cover for the 90s release with the
Donald Pleasance on the front.
Yeah, it has the green lasers coming up. It's fantastic. That shit, I love that shit too.
Yeah, that's the one I have. Is the one from the 90s.
Good Times. So, Cody, you said you think Halloween 6 has the best poster.
Yeah, and it's not my favorite one, but it's my favorite poster from them.
It's a good poster.
You want to know what my problem is with the Halloween 6 poster?
Let me guess.
I think the chat will be like, Christian, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. The fact that they rubbed out the girl on the knife on the poster. She's on the VHS tapes, but on the poster, they make in the knife, they wax her out.
Okay.
That really pisses me off.
Okay. Yeah, see, because I have the VHS, so it's still her on it. So that's why when you said she's not on it, I was like, man, I could have sworn she was on there.
I don't know why on the theatrical they
took
like
it off.
They photoshopped her out and they just kind of put some blemishes on the knife.
That's weird.
And it bums me out, man. Because I love that shot of her in the knife. But anyway, it's a pet peeve. We got John Flesher in the house. John's got some of the greatest collections in the world. If you guys don't follow John on Instagram, go look him up. I share his stuff in my stories all the time. He's got the greatest poster collection in the world.
Oh yes, okay. I have seen you do a video with him.
Yeah,
right?
His Elm Street posters. Good stuff. Okay, Brandon. So that was your number 4. I believe we're going to my number 3. I think Cody Lepke is going to dig this one. Okay, I think you guys are really going to like this. I think the chat is going to like this. This is about as awesome as a VHS cover can be. My number 3 is Critters with this beautiful painting of the critter on the front, man. Yeah. And those vintage RCA VHS tapes, which I believe Brandon, his Swamp Thing was an RCA, and the red border and, just the back, you got your boy Johnny. What's his name in the movie? Power of the Night. What's the singer's name? I forget. Dude, this is one of the best little creature features from the 80s, hands down. I love this movie. But this VHS tape is awesome, and I've got it in this really cool plastic thing. It doesn't come out at all.
It's like the old Hollywood Video when you used to rent Hollywood Video.
Yeah. Look, it says squeeze and shake. Yeah. So you got to squeeze it. Look, you squeeze it like this, boing, and then you can get it out.
It's so hard to get it out still, though.
Yeah, but I don't take it out because this VHS is like a 10 out of 10 condition. It's in really good shape. So I was like, well, let me put it in this case that I have. But dude, I just love this so much. It's one of my favorite VHS. This is probably my favorite VHS tape I own. I love it to death. But the cool thing about this VHS tape is, look, it's got the flap on the bottom and the top. So I don't know if it was just MCA or RCA Video that was doing this, but their VHS tapes, I guess some people would rip these off, but it's got the cover on the bottom and top. So the VHS tape is completely covered, which is probably good for today's world to trying to keep the dust and keep them from getting moldy and stuff like that. But dude, that's my number 3. I freaking love Critters. It's not my favorite Critters movie though. Critters 2, I think, is the best Critters movie. So there's my number 3, guys.
That's a good one.
All right. Who's next? I think it's Cody.
Yeah, I'll go. So this is going to be, I'm going to do Jason Takes Manhattan. I do not have it on me, though.
Good pick. Let me pull it up. Brandon, Brandon's got it? Let me pull Brandon up for.
It's one of the greatest posters.
Dude, you're so right. Let me ask you something. Let's get sentimental for a second. Take me. What kind of feeling do you get, Cody, when you see the cover for Jason Takes Manhattan? What's going through your mind? What rushes through your soul when you think of Jason Takes Manhattan?
So when I see that cover, it reminds me of the first time I watched it. I was very young. I was living in, Detroit, Michigan, in a small little house, watching it, and I was like, oh my god, it freaked me out. It was so cool. And yeah, you could say a lot of things, Jason takes a boat, but the whole thing is just so cool. I love the poster. I love everything about the movie, honestly.
Right. Oh dude. And did you ever marathon the movies growing up as a kid and you watched Jason Takes Manhattan, and it came on TV on Sunday night, and then it was because Pizzal tells the story. You watch Jason Takes Manhattan on Sunday night, and then it's the end of the marathon. It's the end of the week, and then it's time for I got my little mini poster for Jason Takes Manhattan. Now, do you guys prefer this artwork over I Love New York?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is it close, or is it not close at all?
It's not close to me, but I do like the other one. It is cool, but I saw that they weren't allowed to use it because the New York Commission or whatever thought that, they thought people wouldn't come to. They were trying to clean up the city, and they didn't want it to be bad publicity. That there was a killer out there.
Dude, yeah. Look, the chat is basically agreeing. They're like, no, it's the, and talk about like getting the best of. It's interesting. Now, maybe it's because my print of Jason Takes Manhattan, I need an original of this poster. Do you guys have an original of Jason Takes Manhattan?
No, I have a 17 or a 17 by or 11 by 17 of it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was just showing. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty good, but you can see, look at the difference. Look at the difference in the tone from Brandon's and mine. It's a lot brighter. I don't know if Brandon's running any kind of color contrast on his camera right now. If we're just seeing the natural raw image on his end,
Yeah.
but see, his is a lot brighter looking. So I think Pizzel has an original of that poster, and
Oh, that would
Yeah.
look great. That and the Jason Lives are my two favorite. So I think they would look amazing as one sheets.
oh, dude, without question, hell yeah! All right, good pick, good pick. That was your number three, Brandon.
Yeah.
Since we got you pulled up, what's your number three? I'm on a boat. Oh, your number three is Jason Take Manhattan.
Weird. So nothing more to say about that. There it is. I don't know, man. This is one of those. This is like, out of all the Friday the 13th VHS tapes on shelves, this one sticks out the most. I think. Is your eyes drawn to this?
I remember seeing it all the time.
Yeah. This and Jason Lives is a good one too, but I feel like this one draws your eye, and I feel like the final chapter, or at least the VHS version, draws your eye too.
Oh, it's much better than the poster art, that's for sure. With
Yeah.
the mask and the knife, with the blood around it. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Nothing
Good
more to say
choice.
about that.
My number two was actually one that we already talked about, but I'll just bring it up again because I'm a loser. I got to show my love again to Return of the Living Dead 2. One of my favorite releases ever. This is my favorite VHS tape. My wife got it for me. And oh my God. And it's a Blockbuster videotape too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Laura Mar Home Video, which I don't know how many movies were Laura Mar home videos either. If that's a rare thing or not. I got to look into that. But yeah, love that. All right, that's my number two. Now it's crunch time. It's time for number one. I have a feeling my number one is going to be so lame compared to everybody else's. By the way, it's number two time for everybody else.
It's
I'm
number
sorry.
two, yeah. So my number two was going to be Leprechaun, but I'll switch it up, and it's a comedy horror, and I'm gonna go with My Boyfriend's Back.
Ooh, good pick.
The VHS cover though.
Let me pull it up. Written by Adam Marcus.
Yeah.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, that one where he's in the
The cemetery.
cemetery. I have a one sheet of it, but it's him at the door with like the flowers, which is still cool. But this is the one I grew up always seeing on the show.
Yeah. That's a good pick, dude. I love this movie. Did you guys see this on TV or the theaters back in the day or what?
I rented
was
it. There's a rental.
Was this a theater movie? Was it just a straight to video thing?
I think it went to theaters.
I wouldn't know. It probably came out when I was a baby, if I was even alive.
Yeah, I was super young when it came out. This had to be 92 or something.
Yeah. Brandon, have you seen My Boyfriend's Back?
If I have, I don't remember a thing about it, so I couldn't really tell you one way or the other. So
I had the biggest crush on her too, the girl Missy.
Yeah.
Missy or Misty. Something. Yeah, it has Philip Seymour Hoffman as Chuck the bully or whatever. Yeah.
I love Philip. He passed away a while back, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude. So the story goes, Brandon, with this movie, Adam Marcus wrote this movie and Sean sold it and made a ton of money off of it. And so when Sean sold it to Disney, that's basically why he gave him Jason Goes to Hell, because he kind of owed him a movie because he sold Adam's script from under him.
yeah.
So, yeah. Great pick, great movie. I think it's on Disney Plus, if memory serves. If you want to check it out, people.
And I know they have a Kino release of it too. If you guys want to get the Kino, so on a sale, that's gonna be pretty cheap.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that. That'd be something I want to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, Brandon. Oh shit! Hold on.
Um,
Let me pull this out the way.
My last two are versions that I don't own. So my number two is going to be The Return of the Living Dead. I guess the first edition.
The
With the
HBO
iconic-
video.
Yes, with the iconic artwork on front and the two stills on the back. Both stills featuring the torso woman too, which is kind of weird when you think about it.
Dude, god damn it, this is just amazing.
It's iconic.
That's the best movie ever. Now, Cody, I haven't heard you talk much about this movie. You obviously said you grew up with 3 and you love 3, but
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on the original Return of the Living Dead and Tread Lightly?
It's great. I like it. No, my husband, it's great. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Is it your favorite zombie film, or you can still stick with 3? Return of the Living Dead 3.
So I like 3 just a little more, but it's because I have like it has seniority over the first one. But I feel like if I watched the first one more, it would be the first one for sure. It's a much better movie, I should say, where the third one, like I said, just has a lot of nostalgia to me.
Yeah, well, it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I love Return 3. Yeah, this this movie, man. Did you pick up the 4K of this, or are you into 4K yet?
I have a 4K of it. Yeah,
dude, they did a great job. They did such a good job with it. Yeah, I don't have this on VHS. It's kind of a pricey tape.
Mm.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I think 2 is the only one. I have a laser disc of 3. I have a laser disc of 2, and a Japanese laser disc of 1. I don't have an American laser disc because for some reason Return just seems to be pricey. I don't know what it is about Return of the Living Dead, but it's pricey, man. So
we have a around me. There's a horror store that we have, and they have like a little it's kind of like it looks like a pop up rental store. It's just VHSs you can buy. It's pretty cool, and they have like a whole wall of like Fangoria, the old ones. It's a pretty cool store. So if I ever come across it, I'll let you know.
Nice. That sounds good. All right, Brandon, that was your number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's number 1 time. Now, guys, I've seen people throw around some great picks in the chat too. I really tried to go with stuff that I own. That way I can show you guys. Somebody was bringing up the Mutilator. Ali, what's up, Ali? Good to see you. Mutilator is awesome. By picks. What's the tagline for the Mutilator? By axe, by sword, by picks, bye or something. Great movie. I love the Mutilator. Pizzle was in the Mutilator too. So whenever that comes out, we'll see it. Dude, my number 1 is kind of lame. I got to be honest with you. But I loved this VHS. Again, this is a VHS tape that is different from the poster. I hope the chat at least kind of likes this. Maybe you guys will. I saw this on the shelf as a kid all the time, and I was just mesmerized by it. I'll just show you guys. My number 1 pick of one of my favorite VHS tapes of all time is the Night of the Living Dead remake. That has different art on it with the zombies up front, and there's Tony Todd right there. And it's all new 1990 theatrical version. I don't know what it is, guys. Like this is probably my favorite VHS tape that I own.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about that cover? I always thought, even as a kid, I thought that the girl holding the doll in the front, for some reason, she always looked like Sarah Connor from T2 to me. I don't know why. Something about it.
Tony looks like he's got Ebola. Yeah, I just, dude, I love this VHS tape. I got this from a video store that was still around. They're still near me, but they were just selling off their tapes. And I think we take for granted how many people out in the world still collect VHS tapes. So by the time I went there to get this, they were wiped out of stuff, but I managed to see this and I got it. And I loved it when they do. I love that when they do releases, they do artwork for stuff that's just different from the posters back in the day. So I don't know. This is just one of my favorites of all time. Night of the Living Dead, 1990. One of my favorite tapes. So there it is. That's my number 1. So let's go to Cody.
Good one.
What is your favorite VHS horror VHS?
So my favorite horror VHS cover, it's going to be my favorite movie of all time as well. So if you watch my channel, you've probably heard this story before. So when I was a young kid, my grandma owned a grocery store, and in that grocery store, she used to have a section where you'd rent movies, because back in the day you could rent movies at like grocery stores. So anyways, I would all day, every day, I'd walk past the VHS section and I'd stare at this VHS every day, all day. And my mom finally rented it for me. And it's one of the first movies I remember watching. And I just fell in love with the movie and fell in love with the character.
There you go, dude. What is that? What do you have in your hands?
This is the vinyl.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, the vinyl's cool. It even comes with the...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I just put up my Child's Play 2 poster, man. I got those Scream Factories that came out.
Yeah.
I put up the original versions.
Yeah. And dude, and to this day, whenever I see the VHS or the DVD or anything of it, I always have to pick it up and look at it like I'm at the freaking rental store, like I'm a kid again. No matter what, if I see, I'm like, oh, I have to look at this.
Yeah.
And
That
it's
reminds
just a weird thing.
Give me a second. Y'all just talk amongst yourselves, Brandon, and I'm gonna go grab something. I want to show you guys something.
Do you prefer part 2 over part 1?
I do. Yeah, part 2 is my favorite.
I think I prefer part 1 still over part 2, but part 2 is so damn good. I feel like part 2 is also the most accessible one because it's just a fun movie.
It is, and it's it's him like turned up to 11, and that's exactly what you need from a sequel. So I feel like it was a perfect sequel. I got to see Child's Play 3 in theaters last night, so that was awesome.
Nice. I think my mom took me to see that when I was 4 or 5 in theaters. Child's Play 3.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Even back then it blew my fucking mind. But
Dude, that's awesome.
Child's Play 3 is good too, man.
It is. Like,
I love that movie.
Don't sleep on number 3, man.
I feel like everybody sleeps on 3.
Mm-hmm.
It pisses me off.
That's
Laserdisc. Look at the back though. That shot of Chucky right there is pretty crazy.
You got him coming out of the closet, or well, that sounds weird.
Yeah, he is though.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, that poster meant so much to my childhood. That's another killer one.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the backs are kind of cooler because they got really cool shots. Look at that shot. He's pissed off.
Yeah, man. Dude, now, Chucky's very evil looking in the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But look at him. Look at him on the cover of it. Like, look at that face.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is terrifying. Yeah, I think 2 has the best poster art with the Jack in the Box thing. Yeah,
I like the first one too, but I like the one where it's like his eye and it's the babysitter coming out of the window. I don't like when they switched it up for the VHS cover and it's just Chucky standing.
Chucky holding. Yeah, I agree. I love the poster for the first movie. But yeah, man. What are you guys' thoughts on these two? Do you think one of these is a lot better than the other? I think Child's Play 2 is one of the best.
Favorite. Yeah, 2.
The first movie is my favorite, but I think 2 has the best ending possibly out of any slasher movie I've ever seen with that doll factory.
Great climax. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the television ending to Child's Play 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. USA version. Yeah.
Where like the mask comes out and he like smiles and it's in the factory and shit.
Smiling is the factory.
Why was that not put? Why did they not ever make a cut of that movie on Blu-ray or something for people?
I don't know. Probably because it wouldn't go well with the third one. I don't know. But they do have it on the Scream Factory.
It's like an extra thing, right?
Extra. Yeah. And it's funny because it even still has like the sci-fi logo down on the bottom, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, great pick. Vanderhoff says no love for Halloween. Your top 10. I thought about Halloween, but I don't know. I like. I guess one of my honorable mentions would have actually been the Good Times Halloween 3 VHS, which is like kind of like the poster, but it's got you guys what I'm talking about. It's got the 3 kids on the front that actually look. Let me just pull that up real quick before we get to Brandon's number 1.
That actually might be the one I own, is the one you're talking about. And I remember I got it at Kmart in the Halloween section, like, where you pick out costumes and stuff. It was like one of those $5 ones.
It's actually pretty good. Here's a picture of both Halloween 2 and 3. Let me show you guys this. We'll pull this up. Did Brandon take off? Where'd he go? Like this. Look, there he goes. That's actually, I give it. That's actually one of the better Good Time artworks.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween 2's is funny. I have both of those.
I have both of those as well. Are those?
You know what? It's right here. I think Brandon's got something. 1 second, Brandon. I'll make you big. I'll make you big, baby. I'll show you that. How about this, Dave? I'll make you happy, buddy. Really quick, Brandon. Let me show you this. Have you guys ever seen this? All right, let me grow myself. This is one of my favorite things I have, my Blockbuster trilogy.
That's awesome.
Brandon's got it too. I laminated it to try to preserve it from breaking and bending any worse than it already is. But look at this, Cody. So in here, you've got Halloween 1, 2, and 3. This has one of my favorite Halloween VHS covers. The Blockbuster Presents with Laurie Strode on the front.
So good.
Now, they did a Night of the Living Dead like this. I need to find it. Blockbuster Presents and it's Night of the Living Dead.
Really?
Yeah. And then it's got The Good Times 2 and 3 as Brandon has as well. But that's
good.
honestly, I wouldn't say it's an improvement, but it's damn close to. I'll give Brandon the spotlight, but it's pretty damn close to being as good as the original MCA, RCA, VHS for Halloween 2. I think I love the original version, but the addition of the kids is not that bad, man.
The original version is the same witch in the sky, but without the green laser beams, and the kids are the silhouettes, not the actual kids on this cover, right?
Correct.
And there's no eyeballs in the witch's face. I don't think either.
Yeah, the kids in the silhouettes, which was a shot from the movie that was imposed on the poster, which I have an original of Halloween 3 that I love. So, yeah, but the Blockbuster Presents VHS for Halloween is iconic to me.
So good.
Yeah.
The first version I owned back in the 90s too.
Shrink wrapped.
Oh yeah.
So Brandon, it was your turn for your number one, right?
My number one is, I don't know. Is it my turn?
Yeah, I just went with Child's Play 2.
Oh,
Child's
that's right.
Play
Okay,
2.
so my number one is another one that I don't own. Unfortunately, not this version. It's the one that you picked first, Christian. It's that media release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with that freaky ass painting on it.
Dude, you can't. It's hard to. Oh, I'm gonna try to do this without spilling everything. Fuck.
And he
Oh
spilled it all.
shit! Dude, how do you beat that? That is the best.
It's horrifying. It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
MPI home video. It's a pretty light tape.
Mm.
I don't know. Now, have you guys seen this? Is my favorite artwork, but do you want to see what my favorite release is ever of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's if you can find this. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear me. If you can find this, it's super expensive. Okay, Wizard Video, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is my second favorite artwork. Let me show you this. Look at this, Cody. So Charlie Band started a video label in the early 80s called Wizard Video after he lost. He had a company called Meta Home Entertainment. He got bought out by Joe Wolf, and they turned it into Media Home Entertainment, which you have a ton of VHS, horror VHS that were probably Media. Mm-hmm. So Charlie started Wizard Video. And Charlie found Wizard Video, and he got the license from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which at the time was owned by Bob Shea from New Line Cinema. So Charlie had to buy a bunch of movies to put out from Bob Shea to be able to put out Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this is the Wizard Video release. And like Ali said, this is the holy grail of VHS. If you can find the Wizard Video in good condition for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you have to sell your house, basically. It's one of the most sought after VHS tapes in American history. I mean, it really is. It's very expensive. He also did Zombie, Brandon's favorite. He did Zombie on Wizard Video. So and the crazy thing is they actually put this out on, they put this version out on CED as well, if you know what that is, that other weird format I've talked about here and there. And that's super rare too. But yeah, it's a very sought after VHS tape, and that artwork's great. It's like if you look at it, you know, Leatherface has the suit on, but he's got the different mask on. He doesn't have the pretty lady mask on. If you notice that, because that's at the end of the movie where he's got the pretty lady mask on, but he's got his first mask. Just little things I like to notice. But the VHS tapes were big. Let me show Brandon the Zombie Wizard big box. He'll probably get a kick out of this. That's it. This is the Zombie big box.
I need that.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive too if you can find it. But yeah, I remember a while back. I don't know if you guys saw that video I did. I went to a Goodwill and I found a Wizard big box. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen one in person. Let me just go grab it. Since we're doing the show, let me go grab this one. I'll be right back.
Were you a fan of Zombie 3 and 4?
I've never seen any of the zombie movies.
They're fucking crackhead movies. They're good though. Zombie 3 and 4 are really good, but
So
once you get to 5 and 6 and all that crap, it's really weird and confusing.
in Zombie 1 and Zombie 2, it's the same movie, right?
Zombie 2 is Zombie, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, because it was called
Okay.
Zombie 2 over there because they're trying to make it a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, which was called Zombie over there. So it's sort of a
see.
weird thing.
Okay.
Zombie 3 was Zombie 3 everywhere. But Zombie 4 was actually a movie called After Death, and they kind of just released it as Zombie 4 over here. Just like Part 5 was Zombie 5, but it was actually a movie called Killing Birds. So it got really weird after that point. So
I see.
All right, I've got some. Oh, go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying I wanted to check out Zombie. It sounds
Dude.
really cool.
Please watch it. Watch it ASAP for us.
It's on Shudder, I think, too.
It's on Shudder. All right, let me show you guys a few bonuses. Here's my version of Day of the Dead that I have. But it's different.
I had that in the 90s. I have that now. It's on the shelf, actually.
This is Video Treasures Anchor Bay combo.
Did you get that at Kmart, Christian, or no?
No, my
I think
buddy.
mine came from Kmart.
My buddy got it for me. Sent it to me a while back, a few years ago. Dawn of the Dead. I have these on Laserdisc, and the Laserdiscs are way cooler. One of these days, I'm going to do a show. Brandon will just have to go, ooh, ah. Well, I do it, but I'm going to do a show showing off all my best Laserdiscs because my Laserdiscs are fucking amazing from these movies. But these are nice, too. This is Cody's second favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation VHS tape. But look at this. You ready, Brandon? The better artwork.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a blockbuster unlocked memory right there.
Yeah, as soon as you flip that around, I had flashbacks of being at the Hollywood Video or whatnot.
Yeah. But here, I wanted to show you this. So basically, Cody, I'm just giving you a little history lesson if you're not that knowledgeable about these. The porn industry was doing big box VHS tapes. They are the ones that started this because they needed to be eye-catching for consumers. Because back in the day, when the video market was up and coming, it was all about think of it now as like on YouTube, who had the best thumbnails, who's got the best Scream 6 thumbnail. That's the video you're going to watch when you want to watch a review, right? Think of that for video releases back in the day. So the porn industry were doing these big box VHS tapes, and they were having a lot of success with it. So Charlie decided to get into it and replicate the big box style. Here's a regular size VHS tape, and here is a big box Wizard video. So as you can see, it's much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a movie called The Battle of the Last Panzer, which was an old 40s or 30s action movie, like war movie. Charlie would buy this, and he would get artists to create beautiful artwork to repurpose these movies and try to bring them to a new audience. And I got this for $2.99 out of Goodwill.
Dang.
Which, it's not a title that people would probably be like excited to get. But the fact that it's a Wizard Video big box, to find these in complete is very, very difficult, much less finding one at a thrift store. So then you get it, and they come in these nice leather bound cases.
That's nice.
And the thing about this, dude, these VHS tapes, I know you can't tell, is extremely heavy. They use like the best kind of film. It's a very dense VHS. So, and there's the label, Wizard Video. So it's the real deal. And this is from Alpha Video, which is where Brandon used to shop.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's the Wizard Video label. I'd love for you to check out the history on that, because Charlie Band was an innovator who owns Full Moon, Puppet Master and all that. He was an innovator in almost everything he did. He was doing things before it could be successful. He put out Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre for Atari. And now people spend hundreds of dollars to, they spend all this money. They want to get the games. They're getting Texas Chainsaw Massacre's coming out in a week or so, which I can't wait for. There's Evil Dead. Charlie was doing this before people even thought like it would be a thing. So those video games are actually very rare too. And it was Wizard Video Games. So that was his video game company. I have Wizard the Wizard video games of Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't have them in the boxes, but if you could get those in the boxes, those are worth a lot of money. So, yeah, that's just a little bit of history about stuff that I thought you'd get a kick out of. So, anyway, I got to put all this shit up now.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, damn.
Any final thoughts, guys? Anything else y'all want to bring up before we wrap it? Any other VHS tapes or anything like that?
I do have do you know who Katie Video is?
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I got a pretty cool like the Scream 2000 or 20, like that one of their Katie videos here. It's great. It still has a plastic on it, so it's still shiny. That's pretty cool.
No, I've never bought any of those before. But are they dummy VHS tapes, or they actually put the movie on there?
They actually put the movie on there.
Are they widescreen and everything, or do they 4:3 them?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I think they're 4:3 pan and scans, because I was looking at that website tonight, and there was a thing where you can like enter your own film to have it distributed there. And it says, we'll convert your widescreen movie to 4:3 pan and scan. So I think they're probably all like that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Sure. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's, like $30 to buy. So I don't want to put it in my VHS or my VCR, because I don't use my VCR anymore because I'm afraid it's going to eat my tapes.
Especially if you have those VHS TV combos. They're notorious for it. And I'm in the same boat. I have a VHS DVD combo that works really good.
That's what I have, is a DVD VHS combo, and it started eating all my tapes, so I haven't touched it in like 20 years.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't now. Is anybody manufacturing players anymore? VHS players?
There should be. Like that could be a good side hustle for like one of these like Vinegar Syndrome or something. Go on with a random I keep calling them VHS players, and I don't know why. I never did when I was a kid. VCR.
VCRs, yeah. Anyway, what a fun show. A lot of nostalgic memories, VHS tapes. I just thought it'd be nice to do something different right now with all the Scream stuff happening or about to happen. A lot of people have already seen the movie for pre-screeners and stuff, and I always like to go left when the internet goes right. So I was like, let's do something different. Let's do horror VHS. Yeah. So, Brandon, tell me what your weekend's going to look like besides the wedding.
That's it, man. There's going to be nothing new coming out probably until next week, unfortunately. I wanted to finally get my 2022 year in review video out this weekend, but it's not going to happen. I don't think. There's just no time.
Right.
Are you getting married this weekend?
No, I'm not. My buddy is, and I got to be in the wedding, and I'm going to be his best man. And like tomorrow's the preparations, and Friday's the actual event. So
nice.
It's all good, but pushing things off a couple days. So,
yeah.
Cody, what about you, man? What do you got going on?
So tomorrow I'm seeing the new Scream movie, so I'm excited about that. Very hilarious. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Friday I'll be on a Scream roundtable over on Drum Dums with Lee, Pizzow, and Nick from the Lost River Drive-In.
Very nice. Yeah, sounds good. I think I'm either going to see it Saturday, maybe Friday. It just depends on if I get some good sleep before that, because I got work Thursday and Friday night. So if I go see it Friday, I don't know. It just depends. I'll play it by ear. If not, I'll see it Saturday.
Yeah, I have tickets for the fan event, and it's like you get like a free poster and like a couple things like that. But it's a 3D showing. I'm not too happy about that, but we'll see how that goes.
You're not a fan of 3D, or
not anymore? Not really anymore.
I love that gimmicky stuff, man.
I rather see it normal, especially because it was converted to 3D. Like I feel like it was like a last minute thing, but we'll see. It'll be the first time seeing a Scream movie in 3D. So I wish
they would make some movies in 3D again. I love that kind of gimmicky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last one I saw was Texas Chainsaw 3D, and I had a blast.
I think it was last year I got to go see. My theater was showing the what is it called? The Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D, where they even gave us like the red and blue glasses. That was pretty cool to see. It was weird to see it like that, like with those glasses. Like I kept having to take them off. I was like, whoa, that's weird. But I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older. I don't know.
I love that stuff, but I like the true 3D. The red and green stuff will give you that shit'll kill you. That'll give you migraine. But the old, like the real true 3D stuff, man, I had a blast with. I remember seeing Saw 3D. And the IMAX theaters used to have movies specifically made for 3D that they would play, and they weren't like these really, really big budget movies back in the day. But
no, they were like, like they'd be out like the Alaskan forest or something.
But they were made for 3D.
Yeah, they were like nature documentaries, I feel like.
Yeah, I used to love all that stuff. Yeah, that was good stuff. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody in the chat. I apologize. We had some jackass earlier trying to spoil the movie. Who knows if it was real or not? I didn't read it, but I kept blocking the guys. So I apologize. But we should be fine. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the show. My next video will probably just be my Scream 6 review. So whenever that comes out, just be ready for it. Other than that, I'm sure me and Dirty Money we'll have some more streams. I think we need to do soundtracks next. Best horror movie soundtracks.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thanks
have a great night. See you guys next time.